My name is Tito West. I'm a photographer based out of Texas. It's actually a very personal project of mine. It's something I'm very close to, and it's because it has its roots kind of in my upbringing. It's a series about a team of rodeo riders. I followed them around for about 2 weeks, from rodeo to rodeo. The roots for this project are born out of the fact that my father was a bull rider, and growing up, I would hear all these stories about his life on the road with his travel partners. And to me, that was always the part of the history that I was interested in more. In 2014, my father passed away, and I was just moving back from an extended stay overseas a number of years. I was living in Africa, and after he passed away, I thought, this is a part of his life I never really got to connect with, and so I wanted to explore it more. And the only way that I know how to explore things is photographically. It's the only reason I pick up a camera. It's my way of essentially asking questions and trying to understand things that have had an impact on my life. So I called a friend of mine who is one of these bareback riders and asked him if I could follow along for a couple of weeks. And he said they were more than happy and more than willing to accommodate. And pretty much the goal of this trip, I wasn't looking to tell a story about these individuals exactly. For me, it was, they might as well have been my dad and his travel partners. And the camera basically acted like some barrier that allowed me to essentially tell that story to myself. So the world that I was viewing was a world that happened a long time ago. It wasn't this. It's not a contemporary story. It's not documentary. It's not journalism. That's not what I do. I'm merely exploring something that's a little bit more, below the surface, something that can't really be seen. And that's, I think, one of the reasons that you'll see photographs of a lot of people's backs in this series. I like the mystery of hiding the face. I like things that are on the edge of the frame and sort of cut out, and that allows it to feel more dreamlike than it does documentary. It's also part of the reason that I use black and white. Colors too real, too realistic for the questions that I'm asking and the things that I'm exploring. So I practice solely by using analog. I think it has something to do with the fact that I can't see the picture too soon, or it becomes too real. So I need that kind of space in between shooting the photographs and then processing the film and making the prints to really understand and experience the whole thing, kind of in the way that my head was envisioning it when I set out. So in a separate series, the photographs behind me are from Africa. Specifically, they're from Tanzania and Ethiopia. I moved to Africa in 2009, pretty much immediately after graduating from university. And I moved there because I read a book, and I thought I was going to just go see the world. I wasn't ready to try to do anything professionally, and little did I know that was setting me on the course to become a photographer. The camera was just, again, my way of getting to know the place, and it was kind of a comfort thing at first. I think it set a barrier between me and this really foreign world that I'd never experienced before. But eventually I kind of found a nice balance between shielding myself from the foreign world that I was now living in, and then trying to embrace it and not always having to have a camera in front of my face. So rather than setting out to go tell a story, I'm going out and trying to let the story happen to me, and then it's in retrospect, by looking back at the work, that I start to understand what it was that I experienced and the impact that it had on my life.